And welcome back to Milton Keynes on day 6 of the Predator Championship League, where we've just seen Alex Kazakis get off to a really good start. A 5-0 win over a very nervous looking Kasper Matikainen. Never really seemed to put that missed one ball in the opening rack out of his mind, but he'll be back on the table very shortly to play Albin Ocean. And speaking of the Ocean family, Jasmine has joined in the commentary box today. Jasmine, great to see you. You've been watching the tournament back home?
Yes, of course. And yes, I've been watching, and it's been really exciting.
Yeah, we'll talk to you a bit about Albin's progress and also the progress of the lady players as the match unfolds. And we've got Mieszko Fortunski here against Roberto Gomez, who really shouldn't be here today. He had such a good chance to win the group last night in a hill-hill finish to Naoki Oi, the first hill-hill finish we've had to any of the groups. Well, he said he shouldn't be here. He isn't here at the moment. He's popped out of the arena. There'll be a little bit of a delay, so that gives us a chance, Jasmine, to ask you first of all about the progress of your brother, who's actually playing over on the other table here, to get across the line and win one of the groups yet.
That's right, but he's been playing so well, and the thing is, I mean, when you're playing so many matches and so many matches in a row, I mean, that really, that shows how fit Albin is and how strong he is, refocusing even when he lost or didn't. It's impressive. So I know what that feels like. I think everybody does. So that's really, it's tough, and every now and then you need some rolls, you need the luck on your side. He's a great player, and I think he'll make it through. That's just what I have a feeling.
Now, if he doesn't make it through today and he doesn't get eliminated, he plays you in the group tomorrow. Now, listen, we all think that would be fantastic. How do you feel about that possibility?
It's so funny because whenever there's a chance of this happening, of course, everybody talks to us about that. And I guess we're both not thinking about this yet. We're like, of course, brother and sister, and there's always been this competition between us. But until it's not happening, I don't think we're thinking much about this. Yeah,
it's probably the right attitude to take, and Albin, of course, would like to get through today and not be around tomorrow. I'm sure he'd much rather spend a Sunday cheering you on, so we'll see how he gets on. He's playing Mark Beisterbosch on the other table. But here it's Mieszko Fortunski and Roberto Gomez.
So, I think a really tough first shot. 2-ball on the other side of the table, but I think he's got to try and get back up to the table for the 3. Really tough one. Everything is open. So if he makes this one, plays position for the 3, then everything else seems to be easy. It looks like he's going to go for 3 rails. Yeah, that was a really, really tough first shot. Leaves a pretty much open table now.
So how does Roberto Gomez respond? He should have won the group. He played so much good pool and it all just came undone in those final moments. Could be a little bit of a hangover from that today, so it'll be interesting to see the frame of mind he's in after the disappointment of last night.
I have a solid open table now. Going 2 rails to the center of the table, or no, I think he's gonna go 2 rails. Yeah, that's a little bit too much speed. Oh, that could have been a lot easier. But I think it's interesting what you said, because when you had a tough day before, played so many matches, you're exhausted. And then it's interesting how they recover and how fast you actually recover before your first match. It's like what state of mind you're in and how you're feeling. It's really, really interesting to watch that, even as a pool player.
Extension call.
And the thing is, pool players probably have more experience of that situation. So many double elimination tournaments where you can lose one match, but you still have the chance to bounce back from it.
Exactly. That was a good shot. Now going for the 7 to the side. I think when you have this first rack and you're like, not playing the right angles and stuff, you just need to really take a little bit of more time to kind of find your rhythm, your stroke.
Yeah, in a way, this is better than if it was a straightforward run out here. He's Going to draw a little bit of confidence from the fact that he's seen it through, which it looks like he's going to now. And the
here.
But he's dealt with it, and Roberto, he leads 1-0. So you're a few years older than Albin, Jasmine. I assume you started playing first.
Yes, exactly. I'm 35. Actually, Albin was the first one to start playing pool. The age of like 6, 7. But of course, we had a small pool table. Years old, we started playing at home, and then at the age of 7, we were tall enough to start playing in our parents' club.
I think you both come from a pool family because your parents had the pool hall at home. When did they start doing that? Was that before you were even born they were running that?
Our father and our uncle, they were both pool players, and they loved playing pool, and then my dad kind of had a club, and for a very long time my uncle and my dad were like the big competitors, you know. They were ocean versus ocean, so so it's really a billiard family. Our mother is the only one who really doesn't play pool, and to be honest, it's nice to have a non-pool part in the family as well.
So is it just the two of you? You're the only two children?
Yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So when he started playing then, did you figure it out for himself?
Well, of course, we played together, and our dad was very, he was very much the billiard, really showing us everything, and then we spent a lot of time playing each other in the club, of course.
And there can't be many families where a brother and sister have represented their country together in a World Cup.
I think it's definitely something special. Even brother and sister being in the same sport, and we both have our careers and our titles, so I think that's definitely something special.
Roberto Gomez then 1-0 up as he breaks off in rack 2.
Wow, that was a controlled the cue ball, but it got kicked. Ooh. There's a lot of speed in this break. Just ended up didn't make a ball. Didn't make the corner ball, so I think Mieszko's going to play a safety, I assume.
Been so few dry breaks this week.
He's gonna make sure he places the cue ball behind it too. Yeah. Yeah, that was a solid safety. I don't think he could have done much more here. Roberto's gonna go rail first. I'm not sure if it looks like he can kick it in rail first. That's what he looks at, I think.
Well, that was the idea, and he's left a good chance now for Fortunski.
Yeah, definitely looks like a good open table. But of course, sometimes it looks easy, but nothing is easy in this situation, so.
Well, we saw that with Kasper Matikainen in the previous match. He struggled with pretty much every opportunity that did come his way. Fortunski will be 29 next Thursday. He's been around a while, though. He won an event on the Euro Tour as long ago as 2016. Beat no less a figure than Ralph Suke in the final of that. He won a straight pool division of the Derby City Classic a couple of years later. And 2019 was a really good year for him. He had that against Niels Feijen. And he made quite an impact on both the US Open and the World Championship. And he won the 10 ball at the European Championships. He actually beat the final of that.
Yeah, so far so good. I think all the positions were looking good, good rhythm. I think it's really important now to get this first point, kind of the start into this match after the first break. It's playing really solid. Now the question is if he's gonna go directly to the other side of the table or play follow. Not so sure. He's gonna go directly.
He's been here a long time. He came in for Group 2 on Tuesday and actually won his flight to the group final. He was 4-1 up against Kelly Fisher in the semi-final. Ended up losing 5-4, and not sure he's entirely put that out of his system for the last few days. Only won 2 of his 6 matches in the group yesterday.
I think it's so difficult to keep up this tension for such a long time, and you see really great, and all of a sudden the next day they start to struggle a little bit. I think that's, you know, because you have so many matches, you're playing the whole day, and then of course the concentration, your tension goes down a little bit, and then race to 5, you got to keep it up all the way.
Early stages here, and it's 1-all. Billiard hall then back in Austria. Jasmine, is it still going strong?
No, we don't have this anymore. It's many years ago. Our father sold the whole place, and so no, we don't have this pool club anymore. But about 10 years ago, we opened up our own billiard academy. So it's in a soccer stadium. It's the Billiard Sport Academy, and that's where Alb and I are practicing and spending most of our time.
Well, here's what your brother is spending his time doing at the moment. That's not the greatest shot he's ever played.
It was a tough one though. Going rail first with, I think he played left English to kind of kick the 4 and get away with the cue ball again. So that was a tough one. Just missed the 4 ball.
Could be 1-all here against Mark Beisterbosch. What's it like when one of you is playing and the other one is watching? How does that feel?
Well, we've been doing this for so many years, so it's kind of normal. But it's so cool to be at the same event. You know, very often that I'm in different places and he plays the tournaments in different cities, so it's really cool to be at the same place. But it's so funny when he plays a Matchroom event and I'm at home, I'm still nervous. You know, even though I know exactly what it feels like and I know the situation, you know, I get nervous watching. So.
You're sort of like the Venus and Serena of the pool world.
Kind of, yeah.
A little bit of work to do here for the Dutchman. Got off to a good start in his opening match, but still ended to Billy Thorpe. So 1-all there. 1-all here as Fortunski gets us underway.
Okay, I think he made the corner ball. I think it was the, what was it? It was the 4, yeah. No, the 5, sorry. So he made a ball, but I think he can't make the 1 ball past the 3. I think he might have to make this into the other corner pocket, but that makes this shot really tough. The rest of the table looks quite open, so it's once you make this one play position for the 2, then the rest should be much easier. And that looks very good. Oh, yeah, that's.
This is horrible now.
Oh, this is like the worst thing that can happen when you just position a cue ball in front of another one. All of a sudden, makes the next shot really tough, even though the 2 ball is right in front of the pocket, but you can't do much with the cue ball now. Basically roll it in and then take a long 3.
Extension call.
Calling his extension. The shot clock, of course, wasn't originally in place for this tournament, but it was brought in after the second day, and I think pretty much everyone agrees now that was the right move.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I jinxed it because I said when he makes the 1 ball, the rest is is solid and easy. Well, that's what happens sometimes. All of a sudden, the cue ball goes somewhere where you didn't expect it to go.
Yeah, neither player entirely into their stride yet, but still very early stages in the match. Roberto Gomez, 42 years of age, from the Philippines, former World Championship runner-up in 9-ball.
Oh, he's playing a safety. That's definitely a good safety. I thought he was going to go for the 2 ball. didn't feel comfortable enough, so he chose to play safety.
They played yesterday, and Gomez won 5-4. That was part of that great start he made to yesterday, where he won all of his first 5 matches, 3 of them in.
Oh, just missed it.
And looking at the position of the balls, Jasmine, that could be very expensive.
That was, safety was well played. He couldn't really go 2 rails. He had to just really go 1 rail and then hit the 2 ball really thin and just missed it. So that was a tough one. But of course now, really open table. I mean, I don't want to jinx it again, but I think this will be rack number 2 or point number 2 on the board for Gomez.
Do you like watching, Jasmine? And I don't mean necessarily watching your brother play, but we've had other players in the box during the week, and they've been saying they actually like sitting in here and watching it, and they feel even with all their experience, they're learning something from it. Are you someone who likes watching other players?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I think you can always learn, no matter how much experience you have, how much or how long you've played, and. You know, sometimes it's really interesting to especially when it comes to safeties and position game, you're like, okay, what would you do? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, that's a different approach. So, yeah, never too old or too experienced to learn.
So all of the first 3 racks have gone against the break. And Roberto Gomez leads by 2 racks to 1. More from Jasmine and me in just a moment.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
Sporting events should not be held until there are no new cases.
Well, that's right up there with the... No crowd, but who needs them? Just in terms of pure potting ability, he's just one of the best we've ever seen.
Oh my word. Incredible.
What a power-packed partnership it is. Stop the engraving process.
And welcome back to day 6 of the Predator Championship League. We'll get back to Gomez and Fortunski in a moment, but for 5-0 against Kasper Matikainen, it's Alex Kazakis.
Alex, 5-0, that's the perfect start. You must be very pleased.
Oh yeah, really. I'm very happy I start with a 5-0 win. And you know, to be honest, when I wake up this morning, I was so nervous. I never felt, I mean, of course I felt like that before, but you know, I thought, oh, I'm not gonna play good. I'm not gonna, you know, I was shaking. And then I came up to the table, and then I suddenly, like, I remember everything, like how to handle the pressure and all this stuff. And then I enjoy myself and I play really good. I just miss, I think, just one ball in one bad position. That was a good match.
And Alex Kazakis will be back on this table later. Match 4 on table 1 against Billy Thorpe. But on the main table now, it's Roberto Gomez leading 2-1 against Mieszko Fortunski, and the man from the Philippines has the break in rack 4.
2 racks to 1.
Okay, didn't make the corner ball, but was able to make the 1 ball into the side. And, well, open shot, good one, good possibility. 2 ball, and then, oh, definitely a good chance. That's what you want after the break.
First ball he's made off the break in this match. He came up dry in rack 2.